All right, welcome. We're going to go through the chapter review that's in your packet, pages 154, 155, 156, and I'll talk you through it here. Watch this video, check your answers. If you need the video to complete your answers, that's okay too. Here we go. It says got some matching a little bit here, and you can use these answers more than once. It'll look like this on the test as well, but you can use these answers more than once. This is from your 4.1 work. Side lengths are 4, 5, and 7. They're all different. It's got to be scalene. C. We can't classify this one by its angles because we don't know enough information about the angles. It might be obtuse, it might be isosceles, or sorry, it might be acute, but we don't know. If it's got two dashes, they want two answers. So if it's got the angle measures of 45, 45, 90, the 90 tells us it's a right, so it's a letter F. And the fact that it's got two equal angles tells us it's isosceles. It's a right isosceles. So F and E would go with that one. And the last one here, 6, 6, 6. All right. 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet for the side lengths. That means it's equilateral. So that's a D. And it's also equiangular. It's a B. All right. So D and B, all equilaterals are equiangulars. If you can use one of these, you can use the other one. Okay. Number 4. Okay. 4 is an exterior angle question. This is again from your 4.1 notes. If you have an exterior angle, which is what this one is, it's equal to the sum of the two remote interiors. So these two added together. So we're going to say 2x minus 5 equals x plus 70. The sum of the two remote interiors. So we've got to add those together. We're going to subtract x from both sides. X minus 5 equals 70. Then we're going to add 5 and get x equals 75. So that is the value of x, 75. So exterior is equal to the sum of the two remote interiors. Exterior, these are the remote interiors. Interior. All right, number 5. It's going to use the interior angles of a triangle that add up to 180. So we have 90 plus 2x plus x minus 6 equals 180. So that's that could be your setup there. We're going to combine like terms, 90 minus 6 and 2x plus x. The x's are going to combine to 3x. Whoops, sorry about that. And the 90 and the negative 6 are going to combine to 84. So 3x plus 84 equals 180. So subtract 84 and divide by 3. So 3x equals 96, and 96 divided by 3 is 32. So that one is all interior angles. Interior angles of a triangle always add up to 180. Now number 6 uses some corresponding angles that are congruent. So wherever you see the right angle box, it's 90. Wherever you see an arc mark in this picture is 70. Well, it goes with that as well. So we can get x because we can do 90 plus 70. Whoops, not 90x. 90 plus 70 is 160. And 180 minus 160. X is equal to 20 degrees. Yeah, this x is the same as angle M in that triangle. So if two angles match in a pair of triangles, the third angles have to match. So angles, angles, angles. All right, next problem group is talking about congruent figures, and you're matching up corresponding parts. So the order is important. This order matches up your congruences and your corresponding parts. So ABC, I don't even have to look at the picture to do a few of these, okay? ABC is the last three letters, so I'm going to say FGH. FGH. Now I can look at the picture, and where is that? ABC is right here. FGH is over here. So those are reflections of each other. Measure of angle I. I is the first letter in the second one. So that's going to match up with angle D. And now this next spot is asking for a number. Angle D is 47. Well, that means both those angles would be 47. So angle I would be 47 as well. So they're both equal to each other, and they're both equal to 47. JF. Now you can give me two different answers here. You can give me JF is equal to EA. You could go EA. Or you could give me this answer of 10. That's the bottom edge in both of those. That's the bottom edge in both of those. And we'll use this 3x plus 4 in a second when we have to get x right there. GJ, that is the second letter and the fourth letter. So GJ, GJ is not even connected. It's this diagonal cutting across here. Well, that's going to match with, if I look at the second and the fourth letter, EB. So that'd be a diagonal sliding across this way. All right, so that's all I have to do with this one. I don't have to do any numeric values. I just have to connect up the two letters that match GJ. So that'd be BE. BE, if I connected that up. Now, to get the x, we got to match up some corresponding parts. So the x is here at the bottom, and the 10 is at the bottom. So this is what you're going to set up for x. 3x plus 4 equals 10. Do the math. 3x equals 6. Divide by 3. X is equal to 2. And then the y is located in angle I, but that's the same as angle D. So this y part is going to match up with the 47. 8y minus 9 equals 47. So it's all about matching up your corresponding congruent parts. And this order is importante. All right, finish solving this one. Add 9. You get 8y equals 56. 56 divided by 8 is 7. 7 times 8 is 56. So those two shapes, they're pentagons actually. They're not triangles. Most of this chapter has been about triangles, but it's also about anything that's congruent has to have matching parts and corresponding congruent parts. All right, flipping to page 155. Here's where we get going with a lot of our SSS ASA stuff. So this started in section 4.3, and they want you. I'm asking you to do a couple of different things with your 5 shortcuts. Remember our 5 shortcuts. You can find these on page 128 in your notes. But SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, and hypotenuse. Whoops, I forgot the S there. Hypotenuse leg right angle. So this one wants us to draw a sketch of triangles and label it. So they want us to use CHS and JLE, and they want us to make a couple of triangles that are marked up as HLR. So for this one, we have to draw a couple of right triangles. So just draw yourself a couple of generic right triangles that kind of look like they're congruent. They don't have to be perfect. Put a right angle in them. All right. Now, CHS, I'm just going to go around this one, start at the top and go around top to bottom and then over to the right. So I'm going to put JLE in the same order. Now I just need some markings. It says mark and label. So what I just did with the CHS and the JLE was label. Now I'm going to mark the H and the L. The hypotenuses would be these edges. And I pick a leg. I can either pick the bottom leg or the left leg. I'm going to pick the bottom leg in both. So those two triangles are congruent by HLR. Number 13, we want to draw one triangle geo and another triangle fun, and then we want to mark them up as SAS. So 2 sides and 1 angle. So I'm just going to draw 2 generic triangles about the same size. They don't have to be perfect. And one of them I'm going to call geo. I'm going to start G there, then I'm going to go up and over. And it doesn't matter. You could start G at any corner. And if I go in that order, I've got to put fun the same way around. I have to start the F where the letter G is. I have to put the E and the U in the same position. I have to put the O and the N in the same position. And I have to mark this up with 2 sets of tick marks for sides and 1 angle mark. And I can use any pair of sides I want to. So I'm going to do this side and this side. And then I'm going to do the bottom side and the bottom side. Now if I do those 2 sets of sides, that's one S and another S. I do have to put the angle at O arc and an arc at N. All right, I can't put the angle anywhere else once I mark the 2 sides, because then I wouldn't have SAS. I wouldn't have the angle that's right in between or that connects the 2 sides that are marked. So using that stuff right there. All right, in the next group of problems, we're still doing kind of the same stuff, but the pictures are already drawn. We have to read the markings and make some judgments. So Decide if the two triangles are congruent. Add marks if needed to the two triangles. If congruent, then give the reason and a congruence statement for the figures. Okay, so CDB, if I look at that one, C to D goes across the 2 and then across the unmarked. So I'd have to go ABD. That would be the only correct answer for that one. Okay, now I only have 2 S's marked. I have to put this reflexive property. If I were writing a proof for 14, I'd use the reflexive property to add that triple tick. But adding that triple tick gives me side, side, side. All right, all that's marked are sides. All that's marked are sides. Bow tie, number 15, little bow tie picture. Anytime I see a bow tie picture, if it's not marked, mark the vertical angles. So put these angles to the left and the right of K. Oh, that's SAS. All right, that's SAS, because it's a tick, the arc, and the double tick. So they went junk, triangle JNK. So they go across the unmarked and then the single. So I'd have to go MLK, Martin Luther King. MLK. All right, because that would be the only order that matches. So get those orders right, and, you know, the why or why nots, you're hoping to get one of the 5 winners, SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, or hypotenuse leg. All right, now this one, they overlap, okay? These two triangles overlap. So I'm gonna redraw them down beneath here. But I see an arc mark, I see some tick marks. So OMN, I could maybe finish this part here, OMN. So O starts at the arc, so I have to start at R. I'm gonna go RPQ for the order. Now let's redraw one of them or both of them. I'm just gonna redraw that upper one. So this is the one with the R and the P and the Q. And if I move the marks, the R has an arc mark, the P to Q has a double tick, and then there's a single tick along the 2 pieces of QR. So I'm just going to replace it with just a single tick. All right, so that's the markings I've got. I've got 1 angle and 2 sides, but it's not the angle that's right in between. So this one is the bad word one. It's angle side, side. So this is really a why not one. But if I put angle side, side, that's okay. All right. The rest of them, 14 and 15, were winners. All right, and then we got a couple of proofs to finish it up, 3 proofs to finish it up. Now, you'll have answer or reason banks for your proofs, and the reason banks for these proofs are on page 157 of the packet. So you can look at the reason banks, but I'm just going to kind of read them through here. But here you got a bunch of givens. You got 1, 2, 3 givens. But they decided to take the second group of givens about perpendicular, and they put it first. And then that's telling us we've got a couple right angles. So it's definition of perpendicular. I'm running out of room. Okay, let's put that mark in the picture. Right angle there, right angle there. Then we are told this, number 3. Make sure you read the given, and then you see where it is. That's that same statement. So this is another given. So I know that the left edge is equal to the right edge. Tick that off. And I've got, anytime you see something equal to itself, you get to use reflexive. So I can put a double tick there. And it's hypotenuse leg. It's hypotenuse leg, the right angle. And CB is the hypotenuse, and CD and AB are legs. So this is HLR. If you have a reason bank, and there's one of the 5 winners in the reason bank, that reason has to go with the triangle congruence statement. You can't put anything else with the triangle congruence statement but one of the 5 shortcuts. Side, 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 angle, and so forth. All right, let's take a look at the next picture. It almost looks like the same picture as number 17, another rectangle kind of look to it. But let's see what the markings in the given end up putting on it. So first of all, we're given these 2 angles, and that's the exact same thing as that. So use given. Make sure you read the given. Let's put it on the picture. So you should look at the given, find it in the statements, and you should mark it in the picture. So it's kind of a, so you got to do all 3 things. All right, HGI, which is this angle here, archy mark, and JIG, that's this angle right here. Okay, so the angle's always by the middle letter of the arrangement, and it's another given. All right, another angle pair. So HIG, that's HIG, that's this angle over here on the right side up by I. And JGI, that's on this left side down by G. Given. And if you keep score, we just went 2 angles on that thing. And then GI, gastrointestinal there. That gets a tick. Hey, that's reflexive. All right. This is a short proof. It's four steps. It's the shortest you're ever going to get. And in the answer bank, it's ASA. But you can see that it's ASA because it is the side right between the two angles. And last but not least, we have one more proof, a bow tie here. Remember, you can always rewind and fast forward this. But in the bow tie proof, I noticed right away that there aren't any markings here and here by B. We're going to put them there eventually. In the proof, we're going to have one reason for vertical angles, because anytime we have a bow tie, vertical angles are going to come into play. Okay, so BE and BC given. So you see it here, and it's already ticked off. Okay, so all three things have been covered. Angle A is equal to angle D. It's given, it's stated, it's marked. All right, so that's given again. Now we're going to start to do some interpretation. Oh, here we go, vertical angles. Angle AB is equal to angle DBC. That's the vertical angle. So double arc to the left of B, double arc to the right of B. Vertical angles. And then we've got the two triangles. Okay, so this one right here, since it's the triangle statement, that has to be one of our 5 shortcuts. This one's 2 A's. Whoops, that's an S right there if I keep score. This is an A and this is an A. It is not the side right in between the two angles, so this is AAS. But then here we got this bonus piece. Remember, if we get a bonus piece, look at what this is saying. It's saying that the left side is equal to the right side. I don't have that marked, but it's going to be true because of our alphabet soup, CP, CTC. So if you ever have a triangle and then stuff that's after it, the stuff after it will always be CPCTC. Okay, so there will only be 2 proofs on the test on Thursday, but and you'll have a reason bank for them. So good luck with that. We'll see you in class on Wednesday.